So you've come looking for the secret of dealing with conflict with your wife and how to actually navigate it so you get to the other side, resolve the conflict, and are connected to her in a meaningful way. Well, you've come to the right place. Matter of fact, while you're here, hit subscribe. It'll probably make you feel better, and you'll learn a lot along the way. But let's talk about conflict for a second. One of the biggest mistakes you're going to make when operating within conflict with your wife is that you are going to get so stuck on the content of the conversation that you're going to forget about the context. And here's what I mean by that. There are emotions attached to all the reasons that conflict exists in the first place. She's frustrated, you're annoyed, she's resentful, you're overwhelmed. There's emotions in the room that need to be addressed before you can get to the content, the facts, the information of that conversation. So many guys start to share their perspectives, and they're countering perspectives to how their wife is thinking and what she's sharing before getting to the emotions in the room. And unfortunately, when you do that, you tend to make the emotional element, which is going to derail the conversation in the first place, you make it stronger by ignoring it. So let's just say she comes to you because she's frustrated about how you folded the towels or something, and you start to disagree with what she's saying out the gate, instead of addressing and saying, like, listen, I can tell that you're frustrated. I'm here to listen. So let's talk about that. Simple as that. That was stupid fucking simple. To just sit and acknowledge that she is frustrated, or that she's angry, or that she's overwhelmed, whatever the emotion is that you're sensing. And if you can't sense any of the emotion, my friend, that means your emotional intelligence is real low, and you're going to need to spend some time sitting with your own stuff so you can recognize hers. But another video for another day. The point is, if you ignore and try to bypass the emotional element of that conversation, and you don't validate it, you don't acknowledge it, you just move right on past so that you can share your point of view, you're going to miss an opportunity to disarm her and make her actually listen to what you're trying to say. So by saying, I can tell you're frustrated, I'm here to listen, share what you want to share, and I'm here for you, that's going to allow her to come in less hot, and you can actually talk about the content of the conversation. But if you bypass, if you ignore, if you try to sidestep that motherfucker, it's going to pour gasoline on her fire, because she recognizes that you don't care how she feels. You just want to argue your point of view, and that's going to make things go sideways. So when you find yourself in conflict, which you will, it is inevitable. If you're one of those people that are like, I never fight with my wife, you're bullshitting. So there's that. But it is inevitable. It's going to happen. So when you find yourself there, remind yourself that the feeling is the thing you need to address first before the facts. Do the facts matter? Of course they do. Does your opinion matter? Of course it does. But if you are ignoring the emotional stuff that's in the room, you're missing an opportunity to actually address what's at stake here, which is how she feels, but also how you feel. If you can untie some of those internal emotional knots, you can actually have an adult conversation about what the hell you're talking about. If you don't, you guys are just arguing your points back and forth. It's like volleyball, back and forth, and nothing gets resolved. But if you can address, acknowledge, and validate the emotion she's bringing to you, and also share how you're feeling so she can do the same for you, we've moved that to the side, we've talked about the emotion, we've processed how we're feeling. It doesn't have to be a therapy session. It can be as simple as 2 sentences shared back and forth, just, I'm feeling a little frustrated, or I can tell that you're feeling annoyed. Let's talk about that. Doing that first, then having the conversation about the actual facts and information is going to serve you much more greatly. So allow yourself to do that. So if you truly want to get better at conflict, start there. Okay?